Hello, how are you? Hi, Holly. I know you're in here. How's it going? Comment. Oop. If it'll let me touch it. There we go. Hi, Anna. How are you? Okay, let me get this done real quick. Okay. That's cute. Facebook has changed things, so I'm like, how do I switch to my other profile? Oh, man. Those buggers. That's all right. I'll figure it out later. Let's just share to the group and get that done. Wow. Um, okay. Hey, Matt. How are you? There we go. And remember, please, to like, share, subscribe, all that business. Pretty please. What is going on? I must have done something to my computer somehow. I don't know. Shauna, hello. How are you, love? Okay. We'll just go back over to. Hello, Sonia. Okay. Eating some Dubai chocolate with pistachio filling. That sounds good. I've never had Dubai chocolate before. What's so special about it? Give me the deets. I might have to find some. All right. Oh, we're going to be talking about how we can use these astrological happenings this month to build our future, to create our new reality, because we've got a lot going on. Hey, Kara. Busy on a case study at the moment. Nice. Love it. I'm excited. Tomorrow is my appointment with Matt. So I get to have my first hypnosis session. And I told him that he's taking my hypnosis virginity. Popping my hypnosis cherry. Ads for that chocolate. Really, Holly? Dang. Oh, wow. I'll have to I'll have to see if I can order some somewhere. I'm sure I can. That sounds interesting though. I'm always down for trying different chocolate. Yeah, so jealous. Have you had it, Shauna? Suzanne, hello, darling. How are you? Okay, let's see here. I feel like weird not being able to do all the stuff. So I feel like I'm missing something, which I know I am. So it's so strange, but I'll figure out how to do that later. It's not a big deal. The technology, you guys, I don't know, but it looks like zoomed in even on the comments section on Facebook. So I don't know. I'll just view it from the studio. I will definitely be sharing, Shauna. I will definitely be sharing. I I'm excited for it. Um, and you guys pretty much know everything about me because I share on here anyway. So yeah. I love pistachio and chocolate too. I love pistachios. I buy them by the bags. The pre-shelled ones from Walmart. The salt and pepper kind are my favorite, but I do love pistachios of all kinds. I love pistachio ice cream, even though people think it's weird because it's like a weird green. I don't care. I love it. Pistachio pudding, that stuff is good too. All right, we'll start to get into it. We've got quite a few of you already in here, and then the rest can file in. We'll do recaps as usual. Okay. You highly recommend. Okay, everyone, Anna recommends the Dubai chocolate, so it's time to go out and get us some so we can share in the same experience. Compare notes. All right. It's looking a little aligned with the topic as usual. So we'll just see how it goes. I don't know. I was thinking when I was pulling the cards, I was like, okay, I wonder how this is gonna come together. Creamy pistachio filling chocolate bar. That sounds delicious. Enjoy it thoroughly for all of us, Anna, because now you're making us all jelly. All right, here we go. Let me get my little OCD, getting my cards straight out of the way. Okay. Ooh, Lisa, hello. Lisa's had it and she says it's amazing. Well, I've never heard of it until today, so I learned something new. All right, guys, bottom of the deck, 5 of Pentacles. This is feeling that lack or that left out in the cold energy. I am picking up someone feels like left out, like a third wheel or left out or something to that extent. Pistachios work with your blood. Oh, that makes sense. Started eating a ton of pistachios. Oh, cool. Diverticulitis, yeah. My grandparents experienced that too. Dang. Well, best healing vibes to you, Holly, and your tummy, because I know you're having an issue with that right now. But I'm glad that everything came back looking pretty good. So we'll just send you some comfort and healing vibes, okay? Holy shit, okay. All right, so whoever's feeling this lack or left out in the cold, that 5 of Pentacles energy, it's surfacing for a reason, right? Because the reason why I said, oh my gosh, was because Death card right behind that. But we also have on the bottom of the Shamanic Healing Oracle, the Death card. Boop, Death. So the Death card came out twice. Endings. You're not meant to feel this way. You're not meant to ever be in lack. That's the programming. That's the traumas. That's the, the earth program that's been running for so long to suppress everyone, to cause anyone and everyone to feel this way. Just like they say that money doesn't solve all problems, like more money, more problems. Biggie said it, and in one of his songs that I listen to regularly. But I don't own that idea. I don't take that on myself. It's just a good song. But 5 of Pentacles energy, you have to get to the root of why you are always feeling this way or how you inherited this pattern. So looking back at like situations in childhood, programming, things that you were taught, belief systems are structured in such a way to cause people to feel that disconnect because they're placing the God outside of them. Hi, Dallas. They're placing God outside of themselves. So that's not owning the God within. That's not standing in your power. That's giving your power away. So these types of situations or systems is really coming up. Systems. These systems are collapsing, and you get that this is a collective reading, and it has to do with your own individual experience as well as collective. So these things are going to surface so that they can be brought to this finality. And with this card, it's like that's that's the whatchamacallem. Thanks, Mercury pre-shadow. Hey, Catherine. Um, the axe guy that, you know, beheads people on the chopping block, that dude. And it's a vulture head. Okay, so the message that they're giving me through this card is that there may be a lot of shrapnel flying around when these things come. It kind of looks like a chicken. It's a vulture. The cards, I don't know, this camera doesn't like give you all the detail in it. But they're talking about pieces flying, shrapnel flying. Just it's like there is no one that's not going to be 111. Thank you, Anna. There's no one that's going to be unaffected by this, and they're saying don't consume the scraps. Don't be that vulture energy. Okay, don't consume the scraps. The don't get so caught up in not only the collapse but the kind of the byproducts of the collapse. We're being guided to anchor, to ground, not to get emotionally invested in, hi Sonia, in the way that everything starts to unfold. It will be triggering for a lot of people, but reacting to those triggers, investing in those experiences, you know how that turns out, right? You energetically invest in experiences and then they multiply. So they're saying do not pick at the pieces. Okay, do not nitpick. Don't go and obsess over every single thing that's happening, because there will be many things surfacing, and they've been happening for a very long time. So like you didn't know about it before and now you do, doesn't make any difference. It's been happening. Okay, so they're saying dwelling on the fact that it's been happening and be like, yes, express those emotions as they come up, but don't invest in them. Don't continue to dwell on these things, because they're like, it's going to be a lot. It's surfacing so we can put an end to that, so that we can finally close out that energy and stop creating these things that we collectively have been creating for so long. Reunion of souls. This is, yes, all of us volunteers coming into this existence to help with the shift, to unify the collective. And that starts with us connecting with one another, right? In our individual experiences. This is you shedding all of these parts of your life that no longer bring value, or that you've seen haven't brought value for quite some time, and now it's like you finally have the confidence to change it, to end those things, which brings in more support, soul family, right? Your people, people that you can connect with, share and heal with, collaborate with. It's happening individually first, and then we start to connect in a greater way. And like we're already doing it, right? All of us are working individually in our own lives, but then we're also connecting with one another, and we none of us are very close to each other, right? We can't just pop down the street and go for a visit. I can't stop by y'all's house and be like, hey, I was just in the neighborhood, sadly. But slow and steady. Okay, stop feeling lack for not having these people in your life just yet, or these great things that are happening for you just yet, because there's so much that's surfacing, so much for you to deal with, for you to heal through. Focus on gratitude, because all of these things surfacing for you right now shows that this is the final battle. You know, this is the big guy that you have to conquer at the end of the level before you level up. So they're saying you can't just you can't just go about it like rush through it. You can't rush through it. You have to take your time. You have to be methodical. You have to be thorough with restructuring your own mind, your own thoughts and beliefs, and then restructuring your life around that. Okay. And once you have this structure in place, then all of the channels are open for all of these amazing things to come through. But first, you have to unburden yourself. Okay. We have the burden card. And this deck, I was trying to pull cards to put them over here. And I was shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. Not one card would come out. And I'm like, okay, I'll set that down because I knew I had to use it, but that's not the spot for it. So I picked up the other deck, started getting a bunch of cards immediately. And then whenever I picked it back up to put it in the place where I decided to put it, cards started coming out. Not only that, with the tarot, we have Ace of Swords reversed here. This is truths being brought to light, uncomfortable truths, things that we didn't want to look at, things we didn't want to see, but have been burdening us. We have the Ten of Wands right here. And this card actually came out beneath that burden card. Both of them mean the same thing. Both of them talk about heavy burdens. But in the Ten of Wands, this is your harvest. This is what you've already worked so hard for. I'm grateful for myself, fam, too, Dallas, and you're one of them. But this is a harvest. This is your hard work. And this is like the last bit of hard work. Yes, it's a burden. Yes, it's really heavy, but just think about it. You're at the end of the season. You've already harvested everything. You're just transporting them from A to B. So all of these things that you've learned, all of these things that you've worked on, you're now moving them home, closer to home so you can use them, so that they'll benefit you. Maybe you're even going to sell some and make some money. Who knows? But this isn't burdened in a negative way, even though sometimes it might feel that way. It might feel really heavy. It might feel like, gosh, I thought I did this. I thought I was done, but here we go again. Same lessons coming back around, back around, back around. But every time, hey, Van, every time you come back around, it becomes lighter and lighter, easier and easier, because you've already done this. You've already been through it. You have the tools, you know the process, you know how to apply them. It's just like, I got to go through this again, do the same thing again. But at the end of it, you're going to have a bountiful reward. Yeah, it's a burden for now, but you're about to lay your burdens down. And if you haven't yet, this is what they're telling you to do. And when it comes to things surfacing, information surfacing that's unpleasant or very painful, they're saying don't burden yourself with that. You need to forgive yourself, forgive others involved, bring more understanding into the picture, because it's really easy to say, oh my gosh, how can someone do such a thing? How could someone ever think that way? But you don't know really always what they've been through. You don't really know always what kind of childhood that they've been through, the programming that was instilled in them, the traumas that they've been through. And a lot of people know the term hurt people. And it's so true. It's these wounded individuals that they don't either want to take accountability and change, or they don't know that they can. And so they just kind of keep this cycle going and victimize others, So that's why we're here, to help stop those cycles, because when we experience something, and a lot of us, starseeds, light workers, volunteers, okay, a lot of us incarnated into some really, really, really difficult, tragic circumstances and have endured so much of that, for basically our whole lives, or a great big chunk of them. But that's because we are we're strong enough to handle it. We are more durable. We can endure these things. We can shoulder these burdens for humanity. We can do this and heal through them and show them how they can also do the same, so that gives them strength, that empowers them to know, hey, this person did it and I can too. But then once they do that and they can help others, everyone's lifting their burdens. Everyone's letting go of all of the weights that hold them down. So how can we not ascend, right? Once we become lighter and lighter. So this is the goal. You need to retreat. You need to take some time. Okay. Take a step back. Maybe before you're able to unburden yourself, but even after you let these things go, you need to allow yourself time to integrate. Um, Someone might think that it's because they're lazy, that they need to, that they feel that the need to rest, and then the feeling of the exhaustion and everything, that's causing them to have to take a break, whether that's taking a week off of work or a couple days off of work, or um, not really, I don't know, like dropping the ball on things on your to-do list, things that you need to get done. Um, don't allow that to burden you. Don't feel guilty about that, because it's work to make yourself sit and take that break so that you can integrate. So that's really hard work. It's not for the weak. So just because you're doing this doesn't make you weak, doesn't make you lazy. It means that you are able to tap more into that divine feminine energy, that openness to be able to see things clearly, to, heal residues, or to just integrate the things that you have experienced and learned. Emotional release. So take that time to go within, to retreat, to maybe even cut off communication for a day or two, or more if you feel like it. But always make sure that someone knows you're safe. Okay, don't worry, people. But stripping illusions, letting those emotions go, because when we hold on to emotions, especially whenever we acquired them during a traumatic experience, um, first, it's toxic, it's poisonous to us, but it's not always that easy to go back and to feel through those and to be able to finally release them. Oh, thank you, Anna. I'm glad it resonates and inspires. Thank you, Matt. So this is part of your healing journey. Okay, Three of Swords, bottom of the deck, Two of Wands. So after you overcome this healing period, after you integrate all of these things, Two of Wands, this can be new contracts, this can be new jobs. This is just a cycle beginning. One, two, three. There you go. Ascension, steps of progression. So your next step on your path, it's opening. Look, you're walking through that door onto a new path. Okay, out of this dreary mustard yellow 70s decor, okay, out into that beautiful meadow with a beautiful sky. Okay, so you have to heal before you can step through that portal into your new reality. Four of Swords, they're saying rest, 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 relax, take a moment, go within, because Ace of Cups reversed, there's emotional upheaval, there's emotional trauma, there's things that maybe even just parts about your life that you feel dissatisfied or let down with that Five of Cups energy that started the reading. So you need this emotional release. You need to realize what's not working and be able to change things around, to be able to restructure. And that's what, today's topic is all about. Is this March is going to be a doozy, y'all. We're already barely into it, and you guys already know, and you have the key. Yes, Suzanne. So using these retrogrades, everything that they're bringing up, keeping Mars in mind, because it did just go direct and we still have some residual energy, or we're just kind of coming off of the kind of the dust settling energy, right? Where things are still settling for us. Things are still not fully clear with regard to the Mars themes just yet. So that integration period, being able to allow the dust to settle on these things so that you can heal them. We do have Temperance showing up here also between Ten of Wands and that Ace of Cups. So Temperance, this is divine guidance. This is your guides, your higher self guiding you on this path. You are the alchemist. You are meant to, balance the situation So you are the anchor. You're meant to be the anchor. We all are, but you have to be the anchor for yourself in your own life. Okay. There may be things, communications. We have the Page of Swords showing up here right next to that Ace of Cups reversed. News, that causes us some kind of emotional upheaval, or that causes some kind of a tower moment that's unpleasant for us at the time. But it's happening because what was built on those foundations was not solid. Okay. So everything has to come crashing down so that you can rebalance, so that you can reassess, and then so that you can build according to all of the information, all of the wisdom that you've acquired, all of the experiences. We have the Three of Pentacles here. This is so that you can start to build more solid foundations. This is co-creation, community. This is, everyone coming together with one goal. And that's just the overall well-being of this planet and everyone who inhabits it. Not only the human beings, but everyone. This is all setting you up for perfect union with yourself. Okay. Divine masculine, divine feminine energies, those are supposed to come into union, right? We're excelling, we're taking it to the next level. But before we can do that, we have to heal the wounded masculine, the wounded feminine, and then be able to balance those energies and then integrate them into one, right? Unify them. Reconciliation, new love, or stable relationship on this card. This could be a romantic situation. This could be friends, family members, things like that. It depends on your own experience. But this is things starting to come together after a period of difficulty, after a period of stagnation. Release the need to control the situation and shift your focus. So just like I said, don't peck away at these pieces of, shrapnel that have been flying around because of all of these truths that are surfacing, or all of these tower moments that are taking place. They are taking place for you, for the highest good of all involved. It's breaking through that stagnancy. It's breaking the stagnation so that things can start to flow, and you're the one that dictates where that goes. So wherever you're focused on, wherever you're building, is where you're going to have that energy flow in. Visualization, seeing yourself in the desired outcome. We talked about this yesterday. How you need to feel, right? Feel the feeling of having the thing, or feel the feeling of being fulfilled by this manifestation coming to fruition. Visualization, if you can do that, will also help, but you can do it in any other way if you are not able to visualize. Solitude, isolation, going within for answers. Again, you need to take a break. You need to rebalance. You need to let the dust settle so that you can see everything clearly, because if it's still dusty, you're not going to be able to see all the details and make the best decision. So just let the dust settle, integrate. You're not being lazy. Don't feel guilty over it. Give yourself the time to do that, because it's this work, integration work, is of paramount importance. You cannot move forward even after all the healing work you've done if you still got scattered in pieces and you're not integrating that, you're not absorbing everything and taking everything in that you've learned. Then you're going to go moving forward and creating the same types of mistakes. Or, can I help you? No, you need to go. It's not charged and you need to stop coming in here. Thank you. So stop pecking at the pieces like the vulture, okay? You don't want any meat off of them bones. Just let it go. Once you do, Delta doorway, everything opens for you, okay? Limitless opportunities, freedom. Insanity loop and ascension trap right behind that. Falling back into past patterns. We've talked about this for the last couple weeks for sure, but pecking at those old pieces that are falling away, that are dead, dying, done, over with. Stop trying to bring those back into your present unless you want to continue that same cycle, that insanity loop. You don't enjoy it. You complain about it, but it's comfort zone. This is all you know, so you're just gonna choose it again. You have to get yourself out of that trap, out of that cycle, out of that insanity loop. Okay. It starts with gratitude. Gratitude over grief. Hey, Steph. Gratitude over greed, even. Okay. Be grateful. That's abundance. Greed is lack. Gratitude is abundance. Okay. So being grateful even for the way that your life is falling apart right now, because you know that you're going to build it back better. You know that you're going to build it stronger, more powerful, more abundant than before, without all of the sabotaging little components. Shadow self. Face your fears. Go within. Why do you choose the people, places, and things that you choose? Are you making your decisions based on trauma patterns, on lack mentality, or are you making your decisions based on abundance, on gratitude, on, I am taken care of, listening to your intuition instead of, nah, I don't think I'm right there. Like, I don't know what I know. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this thing that I'm used to, kind of falling back into the same habit instead of listening to my intuition and doing something that I'm not used to, that's outside of comfort zone. That greedy demon is in lack. When it feels right, do it. We got the message yesterday that there's opportunities coming. You are going to need to see clearly in order to take advantage of them, to seize these opportunities. You can't see clearly whenever the dust is still in the air. You need to allow the dust to settle. And when it feels right, take that action. That's what the divine masculine energy does. He doesn't just take action to show that he's king dick of all. That's wounded masculine. Divine masculine waits until he feels that it's at the proper time or the proper circumstances, and then he goes for it. Happiness is freedom from fear. Don't let fear hold you back from going for what it is that you want to do, create, or to have. That's lack. You are abundant. You're shifting to an abundance mindset. And fear is a lack of abundance, a lack of love, a lack of a lot of things, a lack of clarity. If you don't have clarity, if you don't really understand something clearly, then you fear it. It's just human nature. But these things, maybe even situations that you've always feared happening, start to happen. And it shows you, like, oh, what was I so afraid of in the first place? Like, that had to happen so that better could come in for me. Like, even if you lose your shit and you start to fear and you fall back into these old patterns, when you get through to the other side, you're going to look back and see, oh, okay, so next time something like this happens, I'm not going to fear it, because that ended up actually turning out pretty okay for the situation. Or I was so divinely protected and guided through that situation that it all turned out even better than I could have ever imagined. And now it's this beautiful, pleasant, positive thing. So fear taints the way that you see things. Okay. So work through those fears, allow that dust to settle. And then when it feels right, act on your intuition. We do have intuition bottom of the deck too. I'm not going to bring that up because these decks talk forever. You have the power to make yourself better. Take the steps that you're guided to take. Follow your intuition. Go in the shadows. Okay. If you're feeling stuck, stranded, you're not getting any kind of opportunities, they're just passing you by. Absence, missing opportunities, and stranded. You're stuck for a reason. You have to get past this energy, but in order to get past it, you have to work through it. You have to do the work. You have the power to make yourself better, to make your life better, but only you can do it. No one else can do it for you. To overcome, you first have to climb. And if you're out of shape, spiritually out of shape, and you're climbing these mountains and doing this work, it's going to be exhausting. You're going to get winded. You're going to, collapse from time to time of exhaustion. But once you get to the top of that mountain, it's all downhill from there. And then you have that experience. You have that stamina now, because you just climbed a whole ass mountain when you were out of breath half the time. You were out of shape when you began, but now you've built up this strength, this stamina, lost but never alone. You may be feeling lost. You may not know where life is going for you or what you're meant to do. What you're meant to do is heal yourself, is to make yourself feel good in every moment that you possibly can. And you can't feel good when you're feeling bad. Okay, you just can't. Whenever you're in such a depressive state that you cannot feel joy anymore, there's no way for you to fake it. And that's not what we want you to do. You have to face these demons, these shadows. You have to go in and love them and spend time with them, get to know them, understand them, remember them. Your guides are with you. Your higher self is guiding this whole thing, is orchestrating all of this. You are never alone. Unless you cut yourself off from that guidance, unless you cut yourself off from those guides. Life lessons again, and that's when that happens. That card came up yesterday. So life lessons again, things coming back around. Mercury bringing a lot of that stuff up, but the retrogrades in general, bringing up past things that need to be resolved. So they're bringing back this natural healing power within you. Maybe you forgot it. Maybe you suppress it. Maybe you use it on others and not on yourself, whatever. But you're remembering. And that's what's going to get you out of this stagnation. You are your purpose. Remember who you are. You're not just this person that's lighting up. You're the whole ass angel that's guiding them too. You are so fully supported and loved. You are so much more beautiful and magnificent and much more expansive than you could ever fathom. Heal the past and fix tomorrow, because you are your purpose. Because that past part of you, that one that felt abandoned, ignored, neglected, or misunderstood, like they didn't have anyone to support or understand or be able to help them through in any way, that was you. So you need to go back and you need to retrieve them. You need to let them know that they're not alone, that they may feel alone in that moment, but the future them loves them more than they could ever fathom. And you came back for them, to heal them, to integrate them, to take their hand and bring them back into your heart center, because they are you. So as you heal that past version of you, you also heal the future version of you, because that past version of you is no longer holding you back and keeping you stagnated in those old patterns because of the fear, because of the trauma. They can see clearly now because you can see clearly now. And the future you is so much better off now that you and the other past versions have healed and integrated, because now there's nothing holding the future you back, and it's all off the sweat of your back. So be grateful and thankful to yourself in this moment, in this now, for doing this work, for nurturing all of those parts of you that you tried to forget, that you tried to abandon. You got to go back for them. No man left behind, right? No mind. Hey, princess. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, you have no other blocks other than the fears you place on yourself. Overcome that fear to thrive. Thank you, Matt. I love that. Gifts and detox. This is a gift. This detox, this, shitstorm that's coming in to wreak havoc on your life, it's not here to do that. It's here to arrange some shit, because your messy ass, has all this junk stagnating your field, energies, okay? Maybe even clutter. So all of these things surfacing is that gift, is that new beginning for you, is that present surprise. It's keeping you in the present moment, allowing you to let go of all of these things that kept you disillusioned. Cleansing of expectations. Expectations develop out of programming, out of ego, out of what happened before, let me record that so we don't do that again. Let's not put ourselves out there too much, because one time in grade school, Susie Q said that my shoes were ugly, and I was on stage for the whole gymnasium to see, and it really scarred me. And now I can't do that. It holds me back because Susie Q said my shoes were ugly on stage. How is that serving you or anyone else right now a positive purpose? That one little Susie Q ass bitch holding you back, talking shit about your shoes just because she was jealous because you rocked them. Okay? It isn't about being right. It's about doing the right thing. It's not about right. It's about doing the right thing. So they're applying this in a, like, from the perspective looking at the ego. Your ego might say this is wrong because in the past, this got us here and that was really unpleasant. So we're not going to do anything like that anymore. Your ego thinks that it's wrong, so is not going to even bother with that anymore. But is it though? Susie Q got married to Joe Football. Okay. She got knocked up, had about 10 kids. Now they call her Bertha. Okay. She ain't shit. She didn't do nothing. She just sits, complains about her life, and makes herself and everyone else around her miserable. So why are you letting her control you in the now? Detox. Let it go. Okay. Let Susie become just a memory. Even maybe, just forget her. Forget her. She don't matter. In the greater scheme of things in your life, Susie don't matter, okay? Heal yourself to heal the world. And that's what we're doing. In our individual experiences, we are healing. We are moving through these things. We are letting go of all of our baggage so we stop hurting others, and intentionally or not, okay? Most of them do it unintentionally because trauma filters, okay? You heal yourself. You remove all of these trauma filters off of your lens of perception. And guess what? You can see clearly. And so you and everyone else doing this can see more clearly, are not making decisions based on past traumas and pains. Now they're making decisions based on, oh, what's the highest good? Oh, what's the best possible outcome? Oh, how can we come to the best possible outcome for everyone? This is collaboration, co-creation. This is community. This is all of us coming together and working for the highest good of this plane and all of her inhabitants. Okay. So yes, things are going to surface that are unpleasant, that might even hurt a lot. But they hurt because they're a wound. Okay. You feel me? Work on that wound, heal that wound. It's not going to hurt anymore. So you're not going to continue to hurt yourself or anyone else by your decisions or lack thereof in some cases. And you're going to feel so much lighter, be able to feel so much more joy. And as you feel joy, it's the only thing that you need to do. And that lightens the frequency of everything. And you anchor that frequency because you are an anchor. That's what you're here for. You're anchoring that joy. So you really don't have to do anything else except for doing what brings you joy. Okay, that's it. Because your purpose brings you joy. So if you're doing something and you're experiencing joy, you're in your purpose, no matter what it is. I love you guys. Let's talk about astrological events of the month and what we can do to utilize them for their highest potential. You don't love Susie Q anymore. She's no good. Oh. I named my dog Susie. Or no, my aunt's dog's name's Susie. Mine's Peggy. That was quite a few years ago. Peggy died a few years ago. But thank you, Catherine. Put these cards up. So y'all know that this month is a big month. Just in general with the astrology. Eclipse season is always kind of bumpy. retrogrades are always kind of bumpy, and the ones that are being highlighted all at the same time, it's going to cause for quite a bit of turbulence. Thanks, Steph. So you've got Mars, okay, that just went direct, that we're still having some things surface, become more clear. Events maybe surfacing on the kind of tail end of the post shadow, whatever didn't get dealt with, while it was retrograde and everything was all crazy. Thank you guys. You're so welcome. So we've got to remember the themes of Mars, which is everything that has to do with masculine energy, and a lot of it wounded masculine, okay? Because a lot of us did experience positive things, right? So that would be more of the healed masculine, the divine masculine energy that we experience things coming back around positively, right? And retrogrades will bring things back around that are very positive. It just depends on where you're at and your frequency and your vibration, where you're at with like your shadow work and all of those things. And then based on also your personal astrology, right? Your divine blueprint. So it's going to be affecting similar themes for people, but very different depending on your birth charts. So good thing would be to go ahead and look at the transits happening and how they're going to affect you directly this month if you want more in-depth information. But being the observer right now with Mars themes in your life, what came up for you during Mars retrograde, what big shifts and changes took place, what did you learn from that, what did you gain from that, because that was also a training module for what's coming up this month with Venus is now retrograde. We've got Mercury about to go retrograde. We should be about pre-shadow energy in the next couple of days of that. Officially, I guess you could say, but for the past couple of days, I've been glitching like crazy. So could already be affecting you. I experience things generally, energies before the collective or others generally start to experience them. So you're welcome. But themes with Mercury retrograde are going to be communication, maybe past communications, people, relationships that you were connected to in the past, whether that's romantic or otherwise. So being mindful of the relationships in your life at that time, because it doesn't have to be people from the past. It can also be relationship themes from the past, whether it's romantic or otherwise, doesn't matter. So pay attention to what themes are being highlighted for you, whether it's an actual past person or not. Being mindful whether it's in a fresh, flesh suit or one that you recognize from your past. It doesn't really matter. So being mindful of those things, what's coming up for you regarding Mercury themed things, what's coming up for you regarding Venus themed things. You might have relationships break apart. You might have, certain financial themes highlighted for you. If you have, fears attached to finances and things like that, you might have some upsets, some hiccups that bring those fears to the surface. Okay, you could have even threats to your closely held relationships, or from your perspective, perceived threats to those types of relationships, which would highlight something for you to heal. So allowing those things to surface and not judging yourself or others for what's surfacing right now. Just having compassion and love and being that grounding force for yourself and for others, because you will get rocked. Your emotions will, heighten. And then we have the eclipses. We have the lunar eclipse, and then we have the solar eclipse, or it might be, I think it's in that order. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mercury, pre-shadow already, but that's no excuse. My brain's like this a lot. So the eclipses are with like the lunar eclipse things, full moon energies, right? Culminations, endings, and conclusions. But the eclipse is a very quick ending point, right? It eclipses things out of your life, removes them very quickly. So culmination period, things being removed, the moon ruling emotions, having to do with emotions. So um, you can experience fears, emotions in general surfacing about relationships for you. So, using this time to understand what's coming up for you, what needs to be healed, and then using the eclipse energy with the retrograde energy to fully tie up those loose ends. This is happening for us. It's a positive thing. So anything that was unresolved, and okay, cool, lunar then solar, I was right. Anything from the past that has been unresolved or just kind of dormant for a while will probably surface for you. So move with it, okay? Flow with it. Don't allow yourself to get so rocked that you're not seeing things clearly. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you. But if you do get rocked and you get out of your emotions, don't judge yourself. Just, work on that version of you that feels the need to um, react in that kind of way. The version of you that was traumatized, or that whatever is causing that fear, allow it to surface, go into it, go into the shadows and bring light there, and then allow it to be released for you. Set the intention to release it with all of this energy going on. With me, do you guys think it's any surprise that my first hypnosis session ever, when I wanted one for like the last 12 to 15 years, do you think that's happening for the first time out of nowhere during this time, during this time of astrological events that's taking place? And with you guys have seen my journey over the past several months. My daughter has distanced from me. My family has completely disowned me, my biological family. My co-host and I parted ways. Hi, Jay. My dad died. So I've had a lot of endings and a lot of things surfacing for me. So now the first time I have access to an actual hypnosis session that I've wanted for 13 to 15 years, 12 to 15 years, is actually finally happening for me in this very energetic charged time. It's not happening for no reason, right? So everything is connected, everything happens for a reason. So use these energies like I'm using these energies. I also have I booked a session with Carissa from Flavored Vivid, the one I tell you guys about, whose cards I used today and I use quite often. I made my own appointment with her. I haven't had one with her for years, probably like 4 years or so. But I'm having like a check-in with her just because I felt guided to do so. And I thought it would be really pleasant for me. And it just so happens that I made the appointment for next Friday, but it's a week after my hypnosis session. So I can have, all of these perspectives, all of these bits of information surface for me so that I can see things more clearly. So that's my own personal journey. And a lot of you might be doing similar things. And if you're not, now is the time to do so. Set those intentions to heal. Set those intentions to finally let go of these things that you've been, clinging on to because they're either comfort zone and all you know, or because maybe that's all you thought you were worth. You're worth more than that. So use this energy this month to allow these things to surface, whatever's not working for you, whatever needs attention for healing, so that you can let it go and live your best fucking life. Okay. Set the intention. That's all you have to do. And then do the work as you're guided. Things are going to happen. Things are going to surface. You might be an emotional basket case this month. Okay. You might just do that, but that's okay. Oh, we're in Pisces season too, huh? What month are we? Yeah, we're in Pisces season. I forgot we're in March and I just said it earlier. So yeah, Pisces season. Whoa. So it's going to be emotional. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be, it's like they're talking about ushering in a new era. And I told you guys the other day that I think it was last week, that I was picking up something mid-April. right? Something big mid-April. So it's like this letting go of things, and mid-April we're about to change from Pisces season into Aries season. So wait, right? Shit. I just confused myself, Kara. So yeah, right? It's Aries after Pisces. Am I wrong? Let me know. um, but anyways, this is, you know, kind of cleaning out the emotional closet, cleaning out the psychological closet, because moon emotions, you know, psychology, not psychology, subconscious. The subconscious is the shadows. Okay, emotions, subconscious, these are like the shadow aspects. So the subconscious isn't evil, it's not scary. Okay, I was right. Okay. My brain, you guys, Mercury already got me fucked up. But so yeah, we're releasing, and Aries is that the first sign of the zodiac. It's that first push. It's that that forward momentum, right? It's fire, burning away the residues of whatever you've let go of. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Kara. So Steph, don't fuck around, because I kept thinking Taurus. And I was like, wait, no, it's Aries. And then I was I was fighting with myself. So don't throw Taurus in there. I don't like that. So yeah, moving forward, because Taurus is right after Aries. So using that momentum to build your legacy, right? Taurus is abundance. Everything tangible is luxurious, you know, so, and very family oriented, very grounded, I love Taurus people. I don't have a lot of them in my life, but I've had a few, and they're so special. Your closet's been good cleaning. I am trying to get my closets and things like that, you know, my house cleaned up and organized and straightened up, but I've got 3 little Tasmanian devils that go right behind me. So it's a work in progress. But maybe even doing that, using this time to, you know, clean things out, feng shui, if you feel guided to that. So yeah, my brain was like fighting over which one it was. And I know the answer, but you know, we second guess ourselves. You guys see it live. That's all. I even do it too. Okay. So you're not alone. Forgive yourself. I forgive myself for that. Even though it's like, oh my gosh, I know that. And I should have known that. But then I second guess myself, even though I knew, you see? So don't do that. Don't be like me. I'm still working through stuff too, guys. But there might be times over the next couple of weeks that you might feel like, ugh, seriously, this again? Why am I always getting beaten down? Why are all of these things always happening to me? Why are you looking at it like that? Because if you're still looking at it like, why am I beat down? Why are these things always happening to me? You're answering your own question. You are in lack mentality. You are in victimhood mentality. You are giving your power to these situations, to these events, or to these people. They could be people too. You're giving your power away to them by claiming this. So shift your focus, get up and do something about it. Set your intentions and align your actions with your intentions. Okay. Cut those people out of your life, or those jobs, or those situations that cause you to feel this way, to feel so disempowered that you're giving your power over to them and saying, oh, this is always happening to me. You're self perpetuating that cycle because you're claiming it as you're complaining about it. Okay. So remember, invest your energy only where you want a return. You don't want to invest it here where I'm always the victim. Things are always happening to me, blah, 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 blah. Change it to, I'm overcoming all of these things. All of these things that were placed in my path were placed in my path to teach me to stand up, to teach me to become stronger, to teach me to stand in my power. Stubborn, I would say, from our human, our English definition of stubborn, I would still say Aries are stubborn, even though people say Taurus is stubborn. Taurus is just like, they know what they want and they're not moving away from that. Like, yeah, that can be stubborn if you're trying to manipulate someone, right? But if they know themselves and they know what they know and they know what they want, then no one's going to rock them out of that. And that's admirable at times, but it can also be a detriment in the shadow aspects, right? But with Aries, they do, and they go after it, and they don't listen, even like, especially the lower frequency, you know, the shadow aspects of an Aries. You can tell them, hey, there that's a dead end, like, you know, the road runner off the cliff, there's like the sign, the little wooden thing saying dead end, and then the coyote just kind of blitzes through it and then falls straight down. that's like an Aries to me. So I mean, there are high frequency aspects of all signs, but yeah, I don't know, Aries don't really take into consideration anything else, and I think Taurus do, because they're usually trying to like hold it down for anyone that's involved. Sonia, you're an Aries. I love you. You're fire. But it's like the Taurus, Steph, you get me onto a side quest, but Taurus, like, they're more they are self-focused, but and more often than not, from my personal experience with them, they're also focused on all involved. Like, I'm going to take care of the whole household, the whole family type thing. So Aries are awesome though. I've known a few of them and I really love the fire and stuff. But when it comes to stubbornness, I've experienced more stubbornness from Aries than I have Taurus. But we aren't just our sun signs. Our whole natal chart comes into play. But yeah, to answer your question, Steph. So Aries is Wile E. Coyote. Yeah. Yeah. But he's lovable. We all love him. We love you, Sonia. Anybody have any questions? And Kara's in here. She can help answer some stuff because she's, you know, more knowledgeable about astrology than I am. I'm just getting, you know, channels and themes and picking up the feelings and sensations of the energy. So any questions on this month's astrological events that Kara or myself can answer? I bring her on like, yo, Kara's on the podcast with me. You don't see her, but she's here. Yeah, we love you anyway, Sonia. Sonia's really amazing. And that just goes to show you that you need to pay attention to the entire natal chart, but also high frequency and low frequency manifestations of every sign, because there's Capricorns that are so fucking stubborn that won't listen and that are always out for themselves and trying to step on the little people to get to where they want. There's low frequency Capricorns too, or, you know, those shadowy aspects of Capricorn that can surface if you're not being disciplined about it. Wait, what's the effects for Gemini? 24th of May, 1990. Has Kara got your information, Matt? Because she might be able to tell you all. She's always lurking. I know. I know, Kara. I see you. We all want him to catch and eat the Roadrunner. That's right. I always root for the underdog, so I loved Wile E. Coyote when I was a kid. So it will have more effect on probably your rising sign, huh, Kara? For what's happening, at least with Venus? Or is that just me because I'm Virgo rising? I don't know. She can decode all of that stuff. I'm still, you know, learning and absorbing, and I dump a lot of stuff out of my brain. So when I think with my brain about that stuff, I don't know what I'm talking about that much. But whenever I channel it, it comes through. Oh, wow, Steph. He's a gem stellium. Closed caption spelled your name is Karen? What, did it really? No way. Kara. What did the closed caption say then? Kara. March start was very hard for you, Sonia, but not going to bring you down. Hell yes. I love that. You know, it's going to build stamina. It's going to give us that chance to really prove to ourselves just how powerful that we are now. And even if we do need to overcome certain things this month, it's not going to be anything that we can't handle. And then the really hard themes are going to be surfacing, but that's also so these eclipses can help to remove them, to help, you know, surface these things so that they can be eclipsed out of your life. Thank you, Kara. You always need to look at the rising signs for transits because it tells you what house the planets will be in and what area of life it focuses on. Holly, you are always right. I'm Virgo rising and I'm always right too. My nephew, Michael, my best friend's son, is so Virgo. He's a Virgo sun, but I think he's also Virgo rising. I think, but he's so freaking Virgo. It's so funny. I just love him. He's one of my favorite people because, you know, Virgo in a gay guy's body is just like so perfect. I love, like, he's blunt. He's respectful, you know, when it's warranted, but he's blunt. So if you misstep, he'll tell you about it. So it's just the way that he does it. It's fitting, and it's just like, I love it. It's so fun. But he doesn't take any shit, and he's much younger than me, right? He's 25 or 26 now, and he even helped me to be able to overcome that people pleasing energy with certain things about being, you know, being able to communicate to others whenever they're, you know, stepping on my boundaries without like, oh, well, maybe they didn't know, maybe I'll just let this one slide and then I'll let that one slide. He got me to start being able to advocate for myself more so. So I just love him. Steph, it's true. Virgos think they're always right. Oh, you guys are so fun. I love you. So look at your rising sign to see how these energies are going to affect you. If you have any questions about it, we can start a post in the group, and then those who know about astrology, not just Kara, we're not going to burden her with all of that, but we've got some other, you know, astrology minded folks in the group. So we can all band together and help you understand things if you want. But yeah, otherwise I use, what are the apps called, Kara? Time Passages and Astro Matrix, right? Yeah, Astro Matrix. I've been using that one. I liked Time Passages more at first, but I've noticed that I'm kind of always going to the Astro Matrix app instead of Time Passages. So I've kind of probably got accustomed to the way that it works. You know, my tech savvy nature isn't always strong. Yeah, that's me too, Holly. I love it. I love Holly so much. I always admit when I'm wrong too. And I will make sure that I research it thoroughly so I know what I'm talking about so that I can back it up. Yeah, I love that. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to share a post that everyone can read for their rising sign. Yeah, that one that you showed me, that's a great one. Thank you. And then if you guys have questions or comments on it, throw them in the comments section, and anyone that has an understanding can chime in. I mean, everyone can chime in, obviously, but for informational purposes, for answering y'all's questions. Dang, these Oh, hey, Dale. Oh, happy birthday season, Dale. It's nice to see you back in here. It's been a while. I know you peeked in a couple weeks ago now, right? You would love to learn more about astrology, Ben. Awesome. Astro Matrix. Get it as an app on your phone. There's a free version of it. You can get free information like your astrology chart, your natal chart, and the transits, how they're going to impact you. It'll send you notifications, for themes that you'll be experiencing. I really like it. Um, but yeah, Astro Matrix. I'll type those in the comments so you guys can see. Okay, so Astro Matrix and time passages. Oh, it said it can't post to some channels. Maybe I'll have to. Yeah, I'll have to go over to Facebook and put it in there. You're welcome, Dale. Oh, I'll just show it on the screen. There you go. Astro Matrix and time passages right here. Those will help you just getting to know your nature, your natal chart, your three majors, sun, moon, and rising. The four majors, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, are going to be really helpful because Venus has to do with like relationships, but it also has to do with finances as well. So yeah, Astro Matrix is one of my faves now all of a sudden. Hey Ariana, how are you? We love you, Holly. Get plenty of rest and hydrate. Hi, Lisa on Facebook. Hi, Cassandra. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be leaving here in a minute. We're going to be ending the broadcast here, but definitely watch the replay. The reading was full of great information. And does anyone have any other questions about what's happening this month or how you can really apply like what's happening, what's surfacing for you, and how you can release, let go, or use those things to build moving forward? Hey, Patrick, you are a little late. We're about to make our exit here in a minute, but thank you for joining us, and definitely watch the replay if you're interested in really good messages in the reading. It's so awesome to have all you guys joining and coming back around. I love it. All right, guys. Well, I love you guys so much. I will be back tomorrow with, oh, this is going to be fun. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about bringing ancient wisdom back to this plane. The title is Echoes of Lemuria, Remembering and Reclaiming Your Sacred Power. We're going to talk about, it's not only going to be Lemurian themed, okay? It's just using that because I've got, the knowing, the wisdom from there as well with my guide water. But we're going to be talking about bringing these ancient energies back to our now and how we're going to rebuild this planet the way that it is always meant to be. What time tomorrow? It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So Tuesday through Thursday is 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then Sunday and Monday are early days, which are 4 p.m. Eastern. I still have to create the schedule and post it, guys. I'm sorry, I forget, but that'll be one thing that Mercury retrograde will make me do for sure if I don't do it by then. But yes, tomorrow, ancient wisdom, how we can bring that back to this plane and anchor it here to create and restructure our new earth. So we're shifting, earth fell in frequency for a very long time now. and we're ascending back to the way things were before energetically. And we have to sift and sort through all of these shadows, all of the things that we need to heal, all of the traumas and the experiences, the knowledge and the wisdom that we've gained from all of that, and be able to apply the ancient wisdom and create the now. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to discuss it with you guys. I love you so much, and I will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and 1 a.m. GMT. All right. Love you guys.